Hello everybody, welcome back to Silverrun Forest. It is February and it's snowing and I don't like winter. I just don't. It's just kind of depressing. It's gray and it's cold and I'm just not a huge fan of the winter. So I think what we're going to do today, before I left you guys, or after I left you guys last time, I put some more wood in the sawmill. I put some more ore in the furnace. The only thing that needs raw materials right now is the barrel factory. And we have some long planks that we can run up and get and take them to the barrel factory. And then we're going to sleep and we're going to wake up and it's going to be March and it's going to be spring and it'll be happy and we can continue trying to get our roller coaster up and running. We're not going to delay that in any way by sleeping for the rest of February because there is a ton of materials in the roller coaster currently that will continue to construct. So, first thing we're going to do, I'm going to sell this truck. I don't hate it. It's a good truck, but there are several things about it that make it a little more difficult to deal with. Number one is the length. The front end of this thing is very, very long, and it's tough to get in and out of some of these facilities down here in town, and it's just tough to get around in. So we're gonna sell this, and we're going to get a Volvo. So first thing first, let's sell the truck. And we're going to get 60,000 for it. Okay. And then we're going to buy ourselves a new truck. We're going to go with the FH16, the Volvo. We're going to modify it a little bit. The roof setup, we don't need any of that. We're going to leave it at 550 for now, but we do have quite a bit of, this will go up to 750 horsepower. So if we need the extra horsepower, it's there. We can always upgrade later. We don't need any of that. We're going with none. We'll keep the mud flaps. I don't think we need the mirrors. We're going to change the color because I like black. We're going with jet black. Complete blackout truck. Even the rim color. Well, yeah, it's as close to black as we can get. And there it is. It's very utilitarian. It's going to get the job done. And it's $140,900, which is better than if we got all the decorative stuff. We would spend an extra $20,000 and we don't need to do that right now. So there's our new truck. Let's jump in and we're going to go pick up the flatbed trailer and go up to the sawmill and get some long planks to put in the barrel factory. Yeah, this already has better pickup. The Mac also had a manual transmission, which made it kind of iffy on hills. I know I could switch it to where I shifted the gears, but I don't really care to do that. So I'll just get something. This is a power shift transmission. It should do a lot better under those conditions. So that was another reason why I wanted to get rid of it. And the last reason was that thing backed up at about 3 miles an hour and there wasn't anything you can do about it. This one looks like it backs at a normal speed. So that's good. We're going up to the sawmill and pick up some long planks. I will see you guys there. We've got quite a bit of stuff here, but there's still plenty of room for all of this to spawn, so I am not going to worry about it. We're going to pick up our long planks here and take them to the barrel factory. If this will start picking them up. There we go. All right. I like this truck. Has better acceleration. It's nicer to drive. All right, before I pull in here, I'm going to check and see if the shingle factory needs any long planks. It's got some. I could probably take a couple of pallets over there. So we are going to pull up here, and I'm just going to pull some of these off the trailer. How many do we have here? We have 7. Then I'll take the other 4 to the barrel factory. To the shingle factory, I mean. Oh my, look at the shingles. We'll grab those and we'll take them to the roller coaster. Yeah, no way the Mac does that. Sorry about your car. That's why we have insurance. Alright, have I forgotten how to drive? Apparently. Okay, there we go. And let's pick up these guys. Now. I think this trailer will pick up these pallets. I hope so. Sure will. Uh-oh. Any more? No, I think that's going to be it. We'll drop these off at the roller coaster if the roller coaster will take them. If not, we're just going to set them off to the side over there. We can store them there until they're needed. I don't want to sell anything that we might need at the roller coaster anytime soon. Yep, roller coaster's going to take them. Well, it's going to take part of them. All right. We're just going to start kind of throwing stuff off to the side here. Let's see, unloading side left. Very good. All right, we're going to head back to the house and we're going to sleep. And then in March, we are going to do an experiment. Well, I was going to sleep, and then I decided that since all of our productions are currently filled and working, we really don't have anything to do today, which was why we could sleep. Tomorrow is going to be busy because we're going to need to refill all of our productions with materials. We're going to need to sell things. We're going to need to cut some more trees. So I think today we're going to do our experiment. And the experiment that I'm talking about is something we talked about last time. Farm Sim Snowy did a video where he cut varying lengths of logs to see what the price was on each of the lengths. And what he discovered was that 9 meters is the ideal length for logs. That will get you the most money when you go to sell them. And as you work your way up to 9 meters, the price gets higher. And then when you get above 9 meters, the price starts to go down again until you get to 20 meters where the price is lower than if you had cut them into 2 meter logs, which was very surprising to me. I always thought that the longer log you could deliver, the higher price you would get, which makes sense to me. A 12-foot 2x4 costs more than an 8-foot 2x4. So that made logical sense to me, but apparently that's not the way it is. So the question that came up in my mind was, if you deliver 20 tons of 12 meter logs and you put them in a sawmill, and that conversion goes from tons to liters, do you get the same amount if you were to cut logs at 9 feet, or I keep saying feet, 9 meters, and put them in the sawmill? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut, I think, probably 10 tons of logs at 12 meters long. We're going to take those to the sawmill, and we're going to see how many liters 20 tons of 12-foot logs will get us. Then we're going to come back, and we're going to cut 20 tons of 9-meter logs. And we're going to take those to the sawmill and see if we get the same volume of wood. That's the question. We know you get more money for a 9-meter log than you do for a 12-meter log. Do you get more wood, is my question, which would be very, very odd. I would think that, but I guess, 20 tons is 20 tons. So let's do the test. We're going to cut 20 tons of 12-meter logs. Here we go. So we're going to cut one more, and then I'm going to load this on the trailer and see what we've got as far as tonnage goes. It really doesn't have to be a specific amount. Both of the trailers have to have the same amount in order for the test to be valid. And even then, I'm sure somebody's going to point out how this is not a valid test, which is fine. I mean, if there's a better way to do it, please let me know. What Snowy did was he had a sell everything, sell everything mod, and then right next to it, I guess he put that down right next to a tree, and then he saved the game, and he would start the game, cut down the tree, sell it, back out of the game, start the game again, cut it to a different length, sell it. So he was using exactly the same tree every time, which that could work as well. And I'm making a complete shambles of this. Of course I am. So let's see, when I put this piece on, how much do we have? Turn my heads-up display back on. We have 7.9 tons. So I think I'm going to cut one more tree, and hopefully that will be 10 tons. And I think that's a good place to start. I'd like to get to kind of as round a number as possible. But I think, you know, if we get close to the same size, then I think we can make an inference as to whether it's a different amount. All right, 14.7, so around 15 tons. We'll get a nice neat stack so we don't go sliding all over the road. All right, that's 17 logs for 14.7 tons. I'll see you guys at the sawmill and we'll see how much we have. All right, I turned off all of the productions here so that we could kind of stop the amount of wood that's in there. So right now we have 71,999 liters of wood in the sawmill. And we have 14.7 tons of wood on the truck. So the question is, at 12 meters, how many liters is 14.7 tons? All right, so we got 98,120 liters currently in the sawmill. If we subtract what we already had in there, which was 71,999 liters, we come up with 26,121 liters. So our 14.7 tons gave us roughly 26,000 liters. All right, so we have kind of a baseline now. At 12 meters, we got 26,000 liters from essentially 15 tons. So that's kind of our ballpark figure right now. All right, I wrote that down so I won't forget it. So we're going to head back. I'm going to leave the productions off for now. Just it makes it easier. Well, no, actually, I guess I better turn those back on because I'm not sure we have enough room for another 15 tons of wood. So we're going to turn these back on and hopefully create some space in the sawmill so that we can fit another 15 tons of lumber in there. So I'm going to head back, cut some more wood, bring it back here. And when I get back here, then I'll bring you guys back. We'll dump it in there and we'll see what happens. This next load I will be cutting at 9 meters. All right, we are back at the sawmill, and I have 14.6 tons of 9 meter long logs. So we're very, very close to what we had at 12 meters. We're gonna stop this real quick. All right, so we've stopped everything at 94,928 liters. I sure hope there's enough room in here for this test to be valid. In fact, I think I'm going to pass time a little bit. I'm going to turn these all back on. And I'm going to pass a little time, I think. So I'll bring you back when I'm ready to dump those in. All right, we let it run down to 84,328. I want to say this holds 120,000, so we should have enough room there. I wanted to stop it before it got dark. I wanted to be able to get the wood in there. I really hope there's enough room in there, because otherwise our test is going to be a little odd. We should still be able to do the math, but I would like to be able to do it just in one shot. All right, so that test didn't run quite as cleanly as I wanted it to. We made some space in the mill by running time and running the productions, and we got it down to 84,343. I put our wood in. It got up to 110,000, which is its capacity, and there were a few logs left over. So I started the production again, and by my calculations, the few logs that were left over added up to about 2,000 liters of wood. So what I ended up doing was I subtracted 84,343 from 112, which would be our full capacity plus the extra 2,000 liters. And that gave me 27,657 liters of wood. Our first load got us 26,121 liters of wood. So I think with just the variations and the relative uncleanness of the test, I think those two figures are close enough. I think we can safely say that if you were going to put logs in a sawmill, it doesn't really matter how long they are. If you're going to sell them, cut them down to 9 meters, and you'll get the most money for them. So, I think that was an interesting test, and I think our results were conclusive enough. I feel safe cutting logs for the sawmill at any length. If it's my production, if I'm putting it in there to get wood, liters of wood, then it doesn't matter how long those logs are. If I'm taking it to the sawmill to sell, I want them to be 9 meters. So, I think that was a successful test. Not as definitive as I had hoped, and I may run that privately again at some point. Maybe try to do it like Farm Sim Snowy did it, and just have a tree right next to a sawmill and do it with one tree and see how many liters I get out of the same tree at different lengths. But I think what we did today is fairly conclusive. I'm satisfied with it. I hope you are too. Thanks, Black Van. So I'm going to head back to the house and go to sleep because we've got a lot of work to do next month. If you enjoyed this episode, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you didn't like this episode, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.